Hello guys, my name is CTM Leader, if you didn't already know. And this is my part 5 on my tutorials on how to make your own model. Well, I was going to say Modern Warfare 2 there for a second. Your own, how to make your own World at War CFG mod menu from scratch. Now, before I did this, I was looking over the code, and I did notice a few things I wanted to add, and a few mistakes that I made. I don't know if you guys did it or not, the mistakes, but if you did, just correct them as the video goes on. So I did make a list of the things that I wanted to add or fix. Um, One thing would be that in the needed mods or needed devars, whatever you have wrote down, I put HUD chat position. I put an extra A on accident. So if you did that, get rid of one A so it just says HUD chat position. Also in the okay, never mind. I already have it. All right, that's one thing scratched off my list. UAV code. That's one thing I wanted to add. It makes it so you have the UAV hack on all the time instead of just having to turn it on or off. It just gives it to you automatically, so you always have UAV. So I'll put this in the description. All you have to do is copy it. But I'm just going to take this from my menu I'm making now and just add it in there. So yeah, just go into the description, copy the UAV code, and just paste it in. Another thing I wanted to add was the needed binds, because you have the regular binds right here, the custom ones that you wanted to make, but while I was making this, I didn't realize that there's also binds that you need to have, and I'm going to add those from the one I'm making too. This will also be in the description. Just copy the needed binds. Alright. Now we can just start on the main menu. If that was too fast, just pause it. Like in the process of doing things, just pause it so you can give yourself time to do things. So we can start on the main menu now. But right before you do that, you're going to need to pick a name for your menu. Now, I didn't know what to name this. You can name it whatever you want, or you can name it what I'm going to make it. It doesn't matter. But in the description, I'll leave a link for this website. It's a descriptive word list. I find this really helpful for naming my mod menus. So you can get like spiritual, symbolic, satiric. I don't know what that means, but mystical. But if you have like a V1, V3, or whatever, you can make it have a name to it, like spiritual V5 or symbolic V2 or something like that, right? So, what to name it? What to name it? Well, it seems I was actually going to do this once, but I stopped. I'm just going to do Infamous. If you don't know what Infamous is actually, it's being famous for the wrong reason. So, for example, Hitler, everyone knows who Hitler is, but it's for a bad reason. He's infamous because of what he did. Okay, that was that was a bad example. But anyway, yeah, that's, well, actually no, it was a good example, but bad topic. A little awkward now. Anyway, I'm just gonna name mine Infamous, and I'll put it like Infamous V3, I guess. Fuck it. Alright, so for set main one. In the main one, you're gonna want to put say, and then whatever you want to name it. So I'm just gonna say one for red. Actually, hold on. You gotta pick some colors too. So I'm gonna pick white, black, and red. So TTM up 7, so that makes it white. TTM leaders, and in red, Infamous V3. Now that seems alright. But actually, I'm going to make all this white and make some borders on the outside red. So now I think that's alright. So the first thing, or no, the next thing you want to do is you're gonna want to lay out what you want your menu to look like and what you want your menu to have. So for example, if you wanted it to have a host menu, if you didn't want it to have a host menu, if you wanted it to have a weapon menu, if you wanted to have an account menu, and so on. But this is where you would do that. So as soon as you open it, you get to choose all of your submenus, or whatever submenu you want to go into. So now we have to set those submenus and name them and what order you want them in. So I was going to stick with the easy original layout of a mod menu, and that would be, say, red, but up one for red. Host menu usually goes first, and then you can add pretty much anything else. But usually the save menus and the spam menus and the kick menus, those are usually last because they're not so important. So, yeah, so make the first one red for up one for host menu, and then you do a semicolon, which means that whatever you just said and what you're about to say, the two separate lines. So your host menu will be underneath your title because there's a semicolon right here separating the two says, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, that's what's happening. So host menu, make the rest of them black so that all of your submenus are black, but the one that you're about to select is red, so it's easier to see. Also, I want to change this back from white to black, so to change the 7 to 0. Okay, so I'm just gonna put weapon menu, say account menu, say let's see, what do I have in this? No, wrong. Kill streaks. Kill streaks menu. Infection menu, because everyone wants to have infections. Infections menu. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. I'll put a spam menu. No, not a spam menu. A say menu and a kick menu. So say menu and kick menu. And okay, so if this makes any sense now, it might not. I'm not sure. Where it says say and it does the title and semicolon right here. That means that all of this, the title, will be above the host menu, and the host menu will be above the weapon menu, and so on and so on. So really, when you play the game, your menu will look like this. Technically, mostly because actually, yeah, that's exactly what it would look like, because this is up here. This is your title right here. Then underneath that is your host menu, your weapon menu, account menu, kill streaks, and so on. That's your layout right there. Now I gotta go back with this, but that's what it would look like. So here comes the hard part. The hardest part is the binds after you set what you want to be in it. So for example, You have to make it so when you're on host menu, now you can only tell you're on host menu because this is the red one. If account menu was the red one, it would mean that's the one that you're hovering over. That's the one that you're are on your select at. That's if you press X, you'll go to the account menu. But we're not on account menu, we're on the host menu. So we have to make it so that when you press X, you go to the host menu. So that means we have to bind it. So right at the end of this, you add a semicolon, and this is where you do your bind. So you bind, oops, oh yeah, never mind. Button underscore A, which is actually X on PlayStation, or PS3, whatever. Button underscore A, VSTR, host menu 1. And we don't have a host menu 1 yet, but we will. And that's just indicating that it's going to give us, or it's going to bring us to the host menu. It'll make more sense later, but for now, just write it down. Bind D-pad underscore up. So when you press up on the D-pad, you want to make it so that it goes down. So, for example, if you're on the top one, host menu, and you press up, you want to make it so it goes down to the bottom one. Sort of like when you're scrolling upward and all of a sudden you just go to the bottom because you press up too far. Like that. So, behind D-pad underscore up, VSTR, main 7. And this will make more sense later, trust me. Bind D-pad down, VSTR main 2. And bind button underscore B, so circle, VSTR main 1. Okay. Oh wait, no. VSTR exit. Make sure that's exit, not main 1. So we now just did the binds so that when you're in the main menu, if you press X on host menu, it'll visit or go to host menu. When you press up, it'll go down to the bottom, so it'll automatically just go down to the bottom submenu. If you press down, it'll go to the second one, so instead of having it on host menu, when you press down, it'll go down to weapon menu. And if you press circle, it'll go back and it'll exit out of the menu. So, in saying that means we have to make a set main 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7. So just do that, hit Control C, or you can right click and hit copy. That works too. And then just hold Control and hit, or CTRL, and press V 6 times, so you have 7 of these lines. So, in other words, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here's the little tricky-ish part. All of these, you now have 7 of them. So leave the first one the way it was, but change all of these to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, all of these host menus, change all of these to zeros except for the top one. So that means when you're on the top, when you're at main 1, the very first, you start off on the top menu, host menu. So what we need to do now is on every line, whatever one it's going to be, like if it's main 2, take the second one and change the up 0 to up 1. And same with the 3. So if it's main 3, go over 3 menus, so host menu, weapon menu, account menu, and change it to a 1. The way I used to do it, or the way I do it, is if you're on host menu, go down and go over to the nearest 0. Down over to the nearest 0. So if I'm on account menu right now, go down over to the nearest 0 is kill streaks. You just add that to a 1. And just do the same for all of these. So now, this is the trickiest part. I swear, this is probably the hardest part it will ever be. But in a nutshell, we just made the skeleton, or the outer shell of the the main menu. So I think I'm gonna have to leave this one. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. I'll finish this first. Where it says D-pad up, this is where it's a little tricky. But where this is the first one, it's meant so when you press D-pad up, it'll go to main 7, and main 7 is the bottom. So it's kick menu, the last sub menu. So if you're at the top sub menu and you hit D-pad up, you'll go down to the bottom sub menu. So it kind of just scrolls. And when you get to the top, you go back to the bottom. It goes like that. And the same thing goes with the D-pad down. If you go down to the bottom, and then you press down, it goes back to the top again. So what we have to do here to make it scroll, you have to make it so when you're on the second one, so this is the front, this is the top one, this is the bottom one. The D-pad up, instead of having main 7, you make it so when you're on the second one, then you press up, you'll go to main 1. And when you're on main 3 and you press up, you go to main 2. And so on. So the D-pad up should be main 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for the D-pad down, it should be main 2. And so when you're already on main 2, you want to make it so when you press down, you go to main 3. So main 3 and main 4, 5, 6, 7. And now when you get to the last one and you press down, you want to make it so it goes back to main 1, right on the top again. So on the bottom, you put main 1. Now I don't know if that made sense or not, you guys, but in other words, it just makes it so it scrolls. And when you go to the top and you press up again, it goes to the bottom. And when you're on the bottom and you press down again, it goes back to the top. Another thing you're going to want to do is where it says host menu, for the second one you want to make this weapon menu, because this is hovered, so like this is the colored one, so this is red and everything else is black because this one is selected. So when this one is selected, it means that when you press X, it's going to go to the weapon menu, and to make it do that, we have to put behind button A or X goes to weapon menu 1. And you're going to do that for every one of these. But this one is the account menu. This one is the kill streaks menu. This is the infections menu. This is the kick menu. Oh wait, never mind, my bad. This is the same menu actually. And the bottom one is the kick menu. So I think I'm gonna have to end it here. I've been doing this now for about maybe almost 20 minutes. So all I gotta do is just hit the little floppy disk up there, like in every other one, and it should be saved. We should finally finish the main menu. Hopefully next time we can start on the host menu and either get just the host menu done or maybe start the weapon menu. I'm not sure. Depends on the way things go. But anyway, yeah. So subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for part 6. And I'll see you guys next time.